Hello there, ladies and gents. Martin Pavey here. Welcome back to the channel. I'm in my jumper. I've got the heating on because it is, goodness gracious me, it's gone chilly again here today, and it's been raining cats and dogs, a very English phrase, raining very, very heavily, and some really fantastic thunder and lightning. But despite all of this, you do what you can do. That's the subject on deck at the moment. So please do like and subscribe and share to spread this very important message. Yesterday was a bit of a, I say a shit day. It was a bit of a fraught day. Didn't get anywhere near as much done as I would like. But you know, when you're putting yourself out there, when you're pressing forward with building the life that you truly want and deserve, there are going to be times where things feel harder to get done. And I caught the shorts that I put up on YouTube, because I don't know if this means that I'm growing in influence on Twitter, on YouTube rather, but Twitter obsessed, X obsessed. But I've now started in the last few weeks being recommended my own shorts on my YouTube front page, you know, so I'm taking that as a good sign. But I watched the short that I uploaded last night, and honestly, I wanted to give today version of Martin, wanted to give yesterday version of Martin a really big hug, because I could hear the pain, frankly, in my voice. But the reason that I say that you do what you can do, excuse me, is because you have to decide. You know, you do have to. There are moments of the journey where you have to do some real genuine soul searching, and it can. I mean, yesterday it happens occasionally that even though every single day I do the same thing, you know, I go onto Twitter, I interact with people's posts in the comments and retweet them, and I do my YouTube video and I write my blog. And it's funny, actually, there's a friend of mine from university. She and I actually lost contact quite a long time ago. I'm reckoning it was 7 or 8 years ago, probably, somewhere around there. And she actually sent me an email saying that she had read my blog and that she'd liked it, and that a lot of what she read had resonated with her. So I took that as actually a really nice sign. And in the email, the relationship didn't really end particularly well, I'll put it politely. But in her email, she said there's no need to reply. But she and I had actually been very, very close friends, and friends for a long time. Actually, we met at the very, very beginning of university, which was 2000. So, you know, it's a good chunk of time. And it felt really nice to get the feedback actually about the blog. And when you actually decide what it is that you can really do, you'll be amazed at the feedback that you get and what you show yourself that you're actually capable of. It's very powerful. And I think a real key is reminding yourself all the time, whatever it is that you're building, that you've already accrued a lot of wins already, and that you're allowed, because we're told we're not allowed, and I'll tell you a story about that in a minute, but you're allowed to feel proud of what you've done. And there's a very, very poignant memory. I went to a regular secondary school for a long time, but for a few years, I went to a private school, and it was a bizarre time. And towards the end of my time there, before I did my GCSEs, which is what you do when you're 15 and 16, or sort of 14 to 16 in this country, before you do your A-levels. There were a lot of the teachers left because there were lots of problems in the background. But there was this one teacher called Mrs. Donna. She was Italian by descent. And I can't remember what the exercise, the homework that we'd been given to do, but I always turned mine in on time and always obviously had it done. And I got a good mark, I got a good grade on this paper. And I said, "Oh, look, miss, you gave me a B." And obviously I was pleased. And I remember her saying, and it always struck me as a really weird thing for a teacher to say, but she said, "Oh, don't be so self-satisfied." And I just always really did stick with me. And I think that they're very brief moments. It can be just one phrase that somebody says that can stick with you. And it can be hugely, because the thing is, when you're exposed to these people, and you've got to remember that you have recorded and accrued and everything that's happened is all here. It's all in this body, in the mind, in your emotions, in your heart, all of it. It's all recorded. It never goes away, truly. That you've got to remember that you're exposed to these people who have total power over you. Teacher when you're at school. And this would have been in the late 1990s, or mid to late 1990s, that this woman said this "don't be so self-satisfied" comment. And you're in your formative years, so that's going to have a deeply psychological impact on you. And this is what you're unlearning all the time. I think it's why when you get into a particular situation, when you're working on something really meaningful, that a lot of the past is sort of raked up, and it's so funny, so synchronistic, that at such a poignant time in my life, having moved here, doing a lot of the work on my business, to work with people as a coach, doing everything on Twitter and writing and YouTube, all of these different things. It's an energy center, it's an epicenter of activity. And it's not a surprise to me, actually, that my friend from university would contact now. It's not a coincidence, because you attract these things to you as you do more and you get braver and more resilient. So be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself about what it is that you really can do, what you can achieve. Be proud of it. And I keep saying this, but use it as a foundation to keep doing great things and to keep feeling better and more accomplished in yourself. And keep going. Keep going. It does feel hard sometimes, but the mission is greater than the temporary discomfort. So thank you very much for listening. Martin Pavey here. Please do like and subscribe and share to spread this very important message. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Hang in there. You're doing well. Ciao for now.